Just pop this out. And I think we finally have some silver right here. Large cent. Looks like it's probably going to be a braided hair. 1964 out of Philly. All right. Another one. That's cool. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Rick from Hunting Southwest Ohio, and we're back today with something a little different. We're going to talk error pennies, and specifically the 2009 formative years error cents. I do have a couple examples here in front of me. Thank you to Martin Bowen. He sent these to me to just double check them, confirm his thoughts on them, and I did take a look at them, and they are exactly what he thought they were. These will all shortly be going in to get graded at PCGS, it sounds like. So good luck to Martin on those. But we're going to take a look today at a couple of the errors that are recognized by PCGS and other grading companies. We're going to start out first with what would be the FS803. So let's go ahead and we're going to pop this under the scope. And the first thing you're looking for on this, the telltale sign, is right there under the thumb. If I can get this in just the right spot here, there we go. There we go. We can see it better right there. I still have these in the flips. He is sending them in, so I'm trying not to handle them at all. Even if I had gloves, I'd rather just leave them alone. So you can see right here, there is this extra, it almost looks like a thumb. It kind of comes out like this and comes back. That is the first telltale sign of a FS803 that you're going to see. Now, in order to confirm these, there's a few other things that we can look at. So let's go ahead. We're going to go over to Variety Vista, which is one of my favorite sites for looking at some errors. They have some great photos available, so I definitely highly recommend them. So we're concentrating on this first one, on the FS803, and you can see right there in their picture what I'm talking about. Got that same looking thumb right there. And then if we go ahead and click on this, this is going to bring up some photos. And this is going to have the variety, or the stage of the die, not the variety. The stage of the die is what we're looking at here. And we will look at that in just a second if this thing loads. This site takes a while sometimes. But very, very good find on these. I've found one of the FS803s personally. I've never found more than that. And he was lucky enough to pull 7 error coins out of one roll. It's been hanging around for quite a while, he said. He's had it quite a while. Finally decided to open it up and see what happened. All right, give me just a minute. I will cut back in as soon as this thing loads up. All right, I've now clicked on that. We got our photos loaded here, and you can see that they show you different sizes of that photo. They zoomed in on it a couple times, so this is about the size we're looking at under the scope here. And then if they zoom in a little bit more, you can see it here again. And on this last one, pretty close. All in all, it is a pretty good picture of that. Now, we're going to go down here. We're going to look at Stage B. This is the die stages and markers. This is always at the bottom of their page after you click on it. So we got Stage B right here. So I was not able to find all of these, but several of them were there. So we're going to look at the right boot ankle. I believe that one was visible. Die chip on the normal index finger. I think this one was very, very small, but it was there. And then we're going to look at the die crack with the die chip above the eye. So we're going to go ahead, start out with that right boot. So if we get this back down, that will be the right boot right there. Get this zoomed in a little bit. Like I said, this plastic does not help my cause at all, but I really do not want to pull them out. And you can see right there, right boot ankle, die chip. And you can see the crack on their photo. Now it's hard to see here, but it is visible Right here is the crack. It comes right up. There's a very, very, very tiny die chip here. And then this crack continues right up this boot. I'll try to rotate this and see if we can pick this out a little bit better, but yeah, right there is actually pretty good. You can see most of the die crack right there. As soon as I let this flip go, you can't see it quite as good, but yeah, right there you can definitely see it. I'll point it out once again right here. We'll get closed in. You can see it right here, and it comes up, and then it curves right back. So that is one thing that we were looking for that we've seen on here. We'll check the normal index finger photo. Right there's the normal index finger. It is a little bit hard to see, but there's the start of a die chip forming right here. It's very, very small, but it's there. And then last but not least, we're going to look at the forehead above the eye. Let me show you what that looks like. And this is on the, this next one is on the obverse. So you got a die crack on the forehead above the eye here. You can see that that die crack starts right here above the eye, and it comes back, and it kind of goes up the scalp. So I'm going to go ahead, flip this over to the obverse. And this one was pretty visible, I believe. Yep, right there, you can pretty much make it out. You got it coming right back here, and you can see where it continues up the scalp right here. Somewhat hard to see, but it is definitely 100% there. So just a couple ways to confirm this. If you have one, you can confirm which die stage it is based on what they have here on the Variety Vista website, because if you go to stage C, there's a small die chip on the right boot ankle. Stage D, second small die chip on the right boot ankle. So the die is deteriorating as they go through and find these. So, all right, so that is the first one, the FS803. Now, he was lucky enough out of that same roll to pick up 7 FS802s. We're going to look at the what these are worth here towards the end once they're graded. But we have 7 FS802s here. So we go ahead, put one of these under the scope. We will look at the same finger area, but it is definitely a different error. You can see it right there. You kind of got a doubled thumb. So here's the actual thumb here, and then down here you have another one. So that one is doubled, which is pretty cool. So give me just a second. I'm going to get the photos for that pulled up. It takes a second to get it loaded, and then I will show you the die markers for that. We'll take a look at this one and see what we have. All right, we are back, and this is the Stage B photos for, this is a 2009 DDR001, and you also see in the comments here, it is a FS802. That is the PCGS designation for it. FS802. We'll scroll down here a little bit, and here you can see some photos again of what that thumb looks like. You can kind of see it here, but as you get closer, it definitely becomes more obvious. And then there's the last close-up one right there, and you have that for sure. So what we're going to be looking for on this one, somewhat similar. We'll go down here to the bottom again, and we'll take a look. Here is their Stage B markers. So you got a strong die gouge diagonally across the book pages that he's holding on the back. You also have a light die crack northeast from the N of 1 cent. Those are both going to be on the reverse. Light die crack on both boots. Those will also be on the reverse. And then on the obverse, you're going to have a die crack from the bridge of the nose to the forehead, and you will have a die chip in the hair. So those are the things we're going to be looking for. So let's start with number 1. Let's look for this gouge across the book pages on the die chip, the die. And if you look right there, you can see that die chip. Get this turned in the right direction here. Yep, right there you can see it. I lost my pointer here. Right there, there's a big gouge out of this right here. There's a line that runs right straight across. And it's definitely very, very prominent. When I have this in this flip, this wants to keep popping up on me. You can see it pretty good right there. It comes right into the cover of the book. Got a die gouge going all the way across. So that is the first one that we're looking for. And then we're going to look at that die crack on the N. And you can see it right there coming off the top of the N. You got a die crack right there. Just starting. It's very small, but it is definitely there. It's just a little short one right here. Right off N. And then the third one we're going to look at is the die crack on both boots. This one is a little bit harder to see because, like I said, there is a lot going on down here with these. I did find it on one of them. And it is, let me scroll to these and we'll take a look at them. So right here you have the left boot and you can see it going up right here. We got a die crack. And then if you go to the right boot, I find this one a lot harder to see personally. But it's kind of right up in here. It's very, very small, not very detailed. So we're going to go ahead and just mainly look at the left boot. I had a hard time picking the right boot up one, or right one up on this. So right there on the left one, you can kind of see it right there. I can't see the bottom very well, but right here is the top of it. Coming right up here. It's a little harder to see down in here, but this is the top. You can see that. You can see that mark right there as it comes down. So that is the first one. So that is the left boot die crack marker. And then after that, we are going to look at the obverse, and we're going to look at the bridge of the nose to the forehead. And you can see that one right. I'll get this just right here. Make it as easy for you guys to see as possible. Just a second. Let me grab a different one. That one is not quite as easy to see. Let's try this one here. There it is. Very prominent on this one. Like I said, I think these were in various stages of that die crack. But you can see it right here, 100%. It was right there from the bridge of the nose right up and into the scalp, just like the photo. And then the other one, there's a die crack and a die chip in the hair. And the way I find this is I find the top of the ear right there and take this and go straight up from that ear. You can see it right there. It looks like a hair. There's a little tiny die chip right here. And then you can see this crack starting to run through the hair right here. So that is the other marker you're looking for. And that is the FS802. Those are the markers that you're looking for on this. So let's go ahead and pop over to PCGS. We'll take a quick look at the pricing on these. Like I said, PCGS is not the be-all, end-all for pricing, but it will give you a general idea. So this particular one, we're looking at the formative years, 2009 formative years, and there is actually a FS801 through FS808. Now, the best one to find is the 802 that we have here. Let me click on that and we'll show you the pricing on it. And you can see on this, I'll show you the same thing. There's that doubling there. This one, you can't really see the die crack on the one, just a little bit, but all right, down here. So we go to MS65 plus, and I think that these are probably going to grade out at least a 66 at very minimum. They are very, very nice. So we got a 65 plus is $22. 66 is $38. If you can get a 66 plus, we're talking $350. And if you can get lucky enough to get a 67, there are 3 of them out there. You're talking a $2,500 penny. There's 65 of them graded at 66. So all in all, it's a pretty nice error to find. If you can find a nice one. These were all pulled out of an uncirculated roll that Martin had been hanging onto it for quite a while, decided to open it up, and you just never know what you might find. I think he's got a shot at one of these 67s personally. We'll see what happens. He is going to send them in and get them graded. So very, very cool. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's something different. I've been wanting to do some more like this. I just have not been finding much error-wise lately to do many videos on. So this is kind of more of an educational video. Hopefully you learned something. And if you have questions, feel free to reach out. My email is out there, so you're welcome to check in with me. So appreciate everybody coming along. A little bit of an informative video. Give me just a second, because as you know, when I do videos, I do add something to the treasure chest. Let me grab the chest and something to add. We'll be right back. All right, we are back. Treasure chest is in front of us. It is getting loaded. There is a lot of stuff in here. I'm going to do an update video on this pretty quick. There's so many people that have donated. I need to catch up on a thank you to them. But we're going to add to the chest, we're going to add a silver dime. And we're going to add a P&D set of the 2009 pennies that we were talking about. There is all 8 of the P&Ds, so I go ahead and add those to the chest as well. I appreciate you guys coming along. I hope you enjoyed this type of video. If you did, please let me know. I do want to make some more of them. I will look into finding some more error coins so that I can do some more of these educational videos. So appreciate everybody. Have a great night, and we'll see you next time.